So hello guys, this is your programming guru. This is our lecture 13. Today we are going to learn different types of array. Basically there are three types of arrays. First is one dimensional array, second is two dimensional array, and third is multi-dimensional array. Now, what is one dimensional array? An example is shown over here. A with bracket. Now, what is syntax of this one dimensional array? So example over here is what you need to write in the code is basically integer a of in brackets write 5 if you want the size of this one dimensional array as 5. So basically in this array you can add 5 elements, that is either you can add 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 or any 5 numbers whichever you want. Position would be in the same way as I taught you in the earlier lecture. But if you have still not watched my previous video, then first go and watch that video because everything is connected to that video. Over here, integer is basically a type, means a data type, and A is the name of array, and this is basically called, these brackets are called one subscript. One subscript means it's subscript only, but since it's one in one dimensional array, so one subscript. And over here, since over here if we have given size as 5, so 5 is the size. You can give any size, 1000, 10,000, crores, whatever you want. Second comes two dimensional array. Syntax for it is, first of all, type, that is integer, then array name, that is over here I have given a name. So basically name of it I give, like for example A, or you can give any name whatever you like. Then over here two brackets would be used, but remember this thing, that first bracket would denote number of rows and second bracket would denote number of columns, like how we have in tables. A table contains rows and columns, so whatever number which you write in the first bracket denotes the number of rows in that table, and the number written in the second bracket denotes number of columns in that table. So for example over here I have taken integer, that is type, a as name, and 3 is basically number of rows, and 4 is basically number of columns. Over here integer type, a name, and over here since there are two brackets, so two subscripts, then 3 number of rows and 4 number of columns, as I said earlier. Then question is, so how many elements can we enter into A? Answer is very simple. Number of elements which we can enter is equals to number of rows into number of columns. So in the above example, since number of elements are 3 into 4 basically equals to 12, so the table would look like this. Over here 1, 2, 3, 4, and at the top A, B, C, D, E. Right? Now how can we specify the position of a single element in this? Because over here it is two dimensional, so we cannot simply give name as 0 or 1 or 2. The way in which we give name to this is like basically like a matrix. So the first element is named as 0, 0, second is named as 1, 0, and third is named as 2, 0. Over here, as we have 3 cross 4, that is 3 rows and 4 columns, right? So for that, see in the column A, over there I have written 0, 1 and 2. Remember one thing, that over here naming of any position will start from 0 only, right? So when we have 3 rows basically, so name will be 0, 1 and 2. And when we have 4 columns, so over there name will be 0, 1, 2 and 3, right? Now how to give name to first element? So over here see the box which is basically B column and second row, 0 comma 0 I have written. That is basically first element. Over here see I have given an example, like if I give right over here 1 2 3 4 and till 12 like this, right? So 1 will be named as 0 comma 0, 2 as 0 comma 1, 3 as 0 comma 2, 4 as 0 comma 3, 5 as 1 comma 0, 6 as 1 comma 1, 7 as 1 comma 2 and 9 as 2 comma 0, 11 as 2 comma 2 and in last 12th will be 2 comma 3. This is how name are assigned to individual elements in two-dimensional array. Now comes multi-dimensional array. Last topic of this video. Syntax for it is type, that is integer, array name, whatever you want to give, and over here the boxes which we use basically or subscript are more than 2. You can give 3, 4, 5 or infinite, how much you want. For example, if I take like integer a, 3, 4 and 6. So number of elements which would come over here would be 3 into 4 into 2, basically equals to 24. Name would be given in this manner, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, like over here. So same as two-dimensional array, every element of multi-dimensional array are given name, right? Sample code, like I'm just showing you a code which I have already done in code blocks and saw it as running completely nice way. So integer main, right? Then in curly brackets integer sub 5, that is one dimensional array, then total equals to 0 and I, right? Now I am simply printing enter 5 elements of an array, and after that using for loop to take input from the user using a keyword scanf. This also I have taught in previous videos. If you have not watched, then first go and watch those, right? And over here I have taken everything, and when each and every element is entered by the user at the same time only, these elements are added to total, whose initial value is 0. I have declared over here, and as in how user adds values, then it would get added, and at last after the for loop gets completed, I am printing total is, and after that I am simply printing the value of total which we got, and after that I am printing the whole array basically whichever is entered by the user using a for loop. Basically I am simply printing the elements of array which were entered by the user, right, using for loop. So output would be like enter 5 elements of array. So when I entered 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, so I got total is 15, right? And it printed like this, array is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This was an example of one dimensional array. Now I am showing an example of two-dimensional array. Over here integer main. Now how to bring matrix? So for that we declare a variable in this manner, integer a 3 ij, right? And after that I am printing enter the elements of the matrix and using for loop only. But over here remember this thing, that you need to use nested for loop to enter elements in two-dimensional array. And when you use multi-dimensional array, then for example if you want to use three-dimensional array where you have 3 brackets, so for that you need to use this main for loop, and in that this second for loop if you have 2 brackets, and when you have third bracket, then inside this for loop only you need to have another for loop, that is nested for loop. So in this manner, nested for loops will come and come as and how you as and how much you want this kind of brackets. And for entering elements we use this way: a of I and j, that is when I equals to 0 and j equals to 0. So 0 comma 0 is the first position, so over there first element would be added. Then when I value will be 0, j value will be 1, so 0 comma 1, and in this manner elements will be added and added to it. And at last I am printing the whole matrix in the way how actually a matrix is represented. So for that we again use a for loop, right? Nested for loop only. See over here I have used again for loop, and in that I have printed modulo d aij, but over here you need to use printf slash n, so that you get 3 rows basically, in a way how a matrix is actually represented. To get that, you will get output if you do not use this slash n, but this will come in this manner, like straight in this way. But if you want in the way like a matrix is represented, then for that you need to write that slash n, so in this manner the output will be represented. Now let's see a last code of the day of multi-dimensional array. Basically integer main, right? And over here integer a 222. Just for the sake of simplicity I have taken 222. You can take anything, right? And then I have taken 3 variables I, j and z. After that, see over here I have used nested for loops, that is first for loop, second for loop, and inside that third for loop, as we have over here 3 brackets. If you have 4, then you need to use 4 for loops, right? And after that scanf and taking output in this manner I, j, z, right? In this way we can enter the elements in our array whichever is entered by the user. And at last I am simply printing this elements, right, using same for loop only, but over here now I am not using word scanf, I am printing it using printf, as simple as that. And after that I am printing inner of z, and after that I am printing outer of j, right? Just write this code in your code blocks and try to see its output. I have not given output of this code for the reason that you go and type this code in your code block and see what is the output. I recommend you to practice all these questions, the examples which I showed to you. I will be giving a homework sheet in the next video, so please do that sheet so that you get a good grip in this topic, that is array. Thank you guys for watching my video, but please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel Programming Guru.